This is a Delta 12-inch compound miter saw, and this is the workstation. Check this out. This is just a tool cabinet that I made, and then I bolted the miter saw to a sheet of plywood and then clamped it to the workstation here, or the cabinet. It's a great way to go. It's at the right height, it's comfortable for me, and that's the key. When you build a benchtop application like this, make sure it's the right height for you, that it's comfortable to work with. Now let's look at the miter saw and then we'll get into how it works. Key feature on this is a 12-inch diameter carbide tip blade. Produces super smooth cross cuts and miter cuts. Has a great table system here, set for a 90-degree cross cut there, but I can easily adjust it to do compound cuts, which means I lock it at a preset angle, and then I release the lock on the back, and then I can adjust this to the scale setting to do things like compound crown molding. Now, this tool is good for a lot of things, but I use it more for prepping lumber than anything else. Has a good fence system, and what that means is it's really easy to bring up work pieces and lay it on the table, but if you're dealing with long boards, well, you've got the extensions here that help to support the work pieces during the cut. You have an excellent clamp here to secure the board down to the table and against the fence. Easy to adjust. This is a stop for repetitive cuts of short work pieces. Great way to go for making picture frames. But when you're dealing with long work pieces, I like to have a support roller stand. I'm right-handed, so naturally I use my hand like this as I make the cuts, make sure the clamp's out of the way. And so I want the roller stand to the left as I make my cuts. And when I'm working with long boards, prepping it for projects, I sight down the edge, I see wherever there's a bend, and I cross-cut it at that bend, and it straightens out the boards and makes the boards a whole lot easier to work with. So I'll bring that up, set it in place, adjust the clamp down, lock it in position, toggle it in, get my hearing protection on, and also look at this. This is a dust collection system 2 that's on a remote switch. I'll turn that on and it has built-in dust collection. Excellent tool, great way to go. Now look at this. It's really important from a technique standpoint that as you make the cut, before you raise the blade, you let the blade come to a complete stop. That's for safety, but it's also to produce a smoother crosscut. If that blade is running when you bring it back up, it's going to make that crosscut jagged, and that's going to affect the quality of your work. Well, that's an overview on the miter saw. The other things that it does beautifully, I'll set it up to cut a miter and also to do compound crown molding.